Happy Thursday, everybody. Pastor KZ here with the All About Favor channel. Thank you for watching. All of my subscribers, thank you for your continued support. And to all of my new watchers, please consider subscribing. And everybody, after the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment. It is Black History Month. And as promised on a couple of months back, I said I will be representing some HBCU t-shirts and gear. So I have been waiting for my brother to send me some gear of the oldest Black HBCU university, Shaney State. So I'm still waiting, bruh. Get me my gear. So today I got to start off with Valdosta State University, the Blazers. Valdosta State, a wonderful HBCU in the great state of Georgia. Kudos to you, Valdosta State. Keep up the good work. Let's move on to Tell the Truth Thursday. As I did last week, I said I've been led to ask you some questions about why. And one of the questions from last Thursday's show was about reliving the pain. I'm going to talk about why do we tell the truth now about that. And I indicated that telling the truth means you got to relive something. You've got to relive some pain. You got to relive some shame, and maybe even relive some hurt and trauma. Now, in order to relive this, the reason is to help you learn how to reach a place of letting go of the past. Now, that includes, though, people who hurt you. Y'all with me? See, let me share this with you. And again, this is only my opinion. Please, I'm not giving professional advice. This is Pastor KZ's personal opinion. Okay? Sometimes your current emotional issues of pain, discouragement, disappointment, is forever linked to a person or persons who hurt you, or it's linked to an experience that you had. Y'all feel me? Sometimes your pain is linked to an experience or a certain event that happened in your life, or it's linked to a group of people or a person who hurt you, disappointed you, injured you in some way. Now, remembering events of the past and beginning to talk about it truthfully, it is going to require you to say some things that some people, as I always tell you, are not ready to hear the truth about. Also, without you experiencing some type of emotion, you are going to feel something. Your emotions is going to be tied to this because it's bothering you, and it probably has been bothering you for years. Have you ever had something that you really wanted to get off your chest? You ever had something that's deep down inside you, just been brewing and festering? The worst thing that can happen is you explode and you tell that truth. And as I said a few weeks back on one of the emails I got, that was the worst way to tell the truth, in an explosive manner, through anger and around a whole bunch of people that really didn't need to be in on that. So let me say this. One of the things that I, as Pastor KZ, wanted to do with this channel and with this platform is to help you, give you some tools and teach you some mechanisms of how to release some stuff. Release it. Now, I believe in forgiveness. Let me say this right out the gate. But I know some people may feel this way about it. They think, well, and they use this quote, well, when you forgive them, you take away their power, and you got to forgive because God says forgive. But before you get the forgiveness, you got to unpack some stuff and work through some stuff. I will say this to you. You don't just forgive somebody overnight. That takes work, because there's some pain that has occurred. There's been some hurt words, some hurt feelings, some hurt some injuries. Let's just put it that way, depending on what the situation or the event was that caused the pain. You want to be honest about something and tell the truth about something. A lot of you say, well, I done forgave them, but I ain't gonna never forget it. Okay, let's deal with that for a moment. When you always are reminded of that incident, when you can't stand that person, when you don't want to be around that person, when they come around, you feel anxiety, uneasiness. I got to get out of here. I can't breathe. I feel like I'm suffocating. Just looking at them make me sick to my stomach. Your skin begins to crawl. You begin to feel that uneasiness, unsettling emotion. I'm sorry, but I don't think you're walking in true forgiveness. Or if that person have injured you and you have made quote unquote amends, especially in a relationship, and you say, let's just use this as an illustration. Say your partner cheated on you, and now you're walking into keeping the relationship going, but you don't trust them no more. Every time they're 15 minutes late, you wondering, are they out cheating again, or whatever? Have you really forgiven them? Are you still really upset in your spirit and angry? Are you still asking yourself, well, how they do this to me when I've been good to them? Why did they do this to me? Now you looking at blaming yourself. See, all this is a part of reliving some hurt, reliving some shame, some disappointment. How do you go forward when you are still walking in that and people expect you to forgive them and act like nothing ever happened? How do you unpack that and start dealing with that? I'm just asking you a question because I'm just giving you some of my beliefs and opinions. You know, when you feel some type of way, when a person comes around, it means you got a problem with them still. When you see people and you know that they have quote unquote said some harmful things about you, some hurtful things about you, have talked about you, have talked about your children, talked about your spouse, your husband, or your wife, you're in your feelings when you're around that person because you're thinking, how they gonna put their mouth on me when they got their own junk? See, I'm triggering somebody right now. That is the purpose. I want to trigger you because I want you to trigger you into walking in the truth. Y'all got to stop these lies. You got to stop. You got to feel better for yourself. You got to heal yourself, and it starts from the inside, but it starts with you telling the truth. It starts with you sometime having to relive an uncomfortable situation. I don't want to trigger you so much so that you can't get in your mind and your thought process that I want to heal from this. Can I say this? Sometime when you relive something and you play it back in your mind and you realize, you know what? I couldn't do anything about it then. That situation was out of my control. I was not the guilty party there. I did nothing to deserve that. When you start unpacking all of that, and when you can honestly make a statement and say, you know what? I'm sick of this situation. I want to let this go. I want to truly walk in forgiveness. Now, I want to say this again, and I heard Mary J. Blige say it. Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. Just because you forgive somebody and you've kind of moved on and trying to do your thing and live your life, that doesn't mean you got to reconcile with the person who injured you. And I know somebody just high-fived me, fist pumped me, and amened me from the amen corner. Pastor KZ, I can forgive them. I have moved on from it, but I want no part of them. Can I ask you a question? Saints, ain'ts, and friends, what's wrong with that? Okay, see, we are still saying we're believers in Christ and we're Christians. But Pastor KZ, well, you're supposed to forgive everybody. That all sounds good until something you're walking in. and you dealing with something. Say you've been injured, wounded, hurt, molested, raped, cheated on, lied to, talked about, scandalized your name all over the street. You trying to tell me you so close to God and you so close to deity that you don't have any human emotion? You are human. We are human. We have human feelings. So what I'm asking you is to be honest with me and with the rest of the viewers today and say, yeah, that hurt me. That stung me. That hurt me to my core. Yeah, I was mad. I was mad as heck about that. They wounded me. This relationship is fractured. Is it fractured or is the relationship over? Until you are willing to walk in your truth, you are not going to be able to let something go. You are not going to heal. Honesty. Truth. The truth hurts. The truth stings. Whether the truth is told on you or whether you telling the truth on somebody else. Until you relive and walk through all of that junk and walk through all of that mess, you are not going to be able to move on with your life. That's just my opinion. What y'all think about it? Give me some comments in the comment section. Please email me walkinfavor61@yahoo.com. I'm just giving you food for thought on this Tell the Truth Thursday because some of you want to tell part of the truth, but you don't want to tell the whole truth. There is a reason why your emotions are all over the place. There are reasons why you act the way you act, why you feel the way you feel, why you don't want to go to some of the family reunions, why you don't want to be in the presence of some people. There is a truth behind all of that. And the question still remains when the young lady emailed to me a couple of weeks back, Pastor K, pause with the emails for a moment and talk to the people and ask them why tell the truth about that thing and why is it important they tell it now? Because people are not going to be set free. To whom the Son sets free is free indeed. Get free. Get your peace. Get your life back. Self-care. You got to focus on self-care because you got all of that junk in you and you're not sleeping at night. You having anxiety attacks. It's some things need to be said. I'm just saying, y'all. This is just food for thought from Pastor KZ. Thank you all. And again, remember, it is Black History Month. Let's tell the truth about that for a moment. It's some junk been done to our people way back, our ancestors, our descendants, and it's some stuff going on with us now in the 21st century. In 2023, it's some people still out there who are nothing but racist. I know they don't want to admit it. Some of my best friends are. Yeah, right. When you got to make that statement all over to constantly say that, I'm side-eyeing you. Why can't you just say this is my friend? Why you got to point out the ethnicity or race of that person to be your friend? Our culture has been stolen. Our culture has been diminished. Our people came over here. They were not slaves. They were made slaves. We had a lot of doctors, lawyers, school teachers came from a continent that is overlooked, under-resourced, just overrilled with poverty that's been depicted all over TV. We got to understand, when you feel like you are nothing, you got to look back to where you came from. Y'all, a lot of people died for us to have rights. A lot of people went through hell so that we will have opportunities. This university that I'm representing today, Valdosta State University, without our ancestors and descendants, schools like this wouldn't exist. There would be no HBCUs. We are standing on the shoulders of people. And then I hear people say, well, see, you hear me? You all are still divisive because you want to have your own HBCUs. Let me bring some insight to you, my people. my brothers and sisters of other ethnicities. We had to get HBCUs because we were not allowed to, and we were not welcomed to other universities of higher learning. And let me say this, don't get me wrong. There are some wonderful HBCUs, wonderful schools of nursing, business schools, schools of music, all different types. So we have got to stop overlooking our HBCUs. We got to support the HBCUs. And HBCU leaders and administrators, y'all need to get it together and stop doing what y'all doing to hit the newspaper about the mold in the dorms, about the misappropriation of funding. And graduates and alumni of HBCUs, y'all need to step up y'all game and put some money there. It's no way these students should be living in antiquated dorms. It's no reason we as a people should have our universities with our name on it, HBCU, historically black colleges and universities. There is no reason why we should go and play football games in high school stadiums, or stadiums that won't seat 10,000 people, when there are stadiums that seat 80,000 and up. We got to do better as a people. As Sister Shirley Chisholm said, we're just hypocrites running our mouths and ain't doing nothing. See, in order to talk about growth, you got to relive the pain. You got to relive the shame of what it was like for our ancestors. Some of us are 3 generations out of knowing our great-great-grandparents and watched how they lived. Watched how they lived in shacks and shanties with no running water, having to go to the well and dig water and draw water out the well. How had to put water on a fire, or how to cook outside. Some of us remember those things visiting our grandparents. Some of you need to go back to Georgia. Go back to Alachua County. Go back to Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Carolina. Some of you need to go back and revisit them when they was out there picking cotton, picking tobacco, growing up on farms, killing hogs. You know what I'm saying? Some of you need to go back, because some of you have either forgotten or you just didn't know. Black history didn't just start, it's not just in the month of February. Black history did not start with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma, Alabama. Some of you youth, y'all can Google everything you want to know, but you will not Google about your own people, your own history. Some of you young people that's out there, especially you artists who make an impact on being quote unquote role models for these youth, y'all got this culture backwards. Y'all out here, your lyrics and your songs, it's all talking about thoughtism. Your pictures is all thirsty pictures. I didn't mean to go this route, but it's just coming out today. You got these thirst pictures out there all on the internet, and you're just doing things that our ancestors would not approve of. All you're talking about is your money, your cars, how much drugs you got, how drunk you got, how many women you got, how many men you got. You're talking about your body parts and all of that. There's certain things that we as women don't need to be saying or doing or dressing a certain way. Y'all talk about men don't treat you with respect and they treating you like you a thought. Well, if you stop looking like a thought, stop talking like a thought, maybe he'll treat you like the queen that you're supposed to be. You men want women to respect you and honor you. Get your butt up and go get a real job, bruh. You sitting up here letting your woman take care of you with her EBT, and you think that's something to be proud of? You riding around driving your woman car? You want to be called a king? Well, then go get you a real job, go buy some land and build a house, or go and buy a home and put your wife in it, not your girl or your baby mama in. Clean this thing up. Y'all are being hypocritical and you're showing the wrong thing. You're not showing the right thing to the youth of today. And I'm speaking directly to some of you entertainers out there. Clean them lyrics up. Do more than brag about and wear other designers' clothes and put your name on something. You got all of these people whose names own you that don't even like you. You supporting all of this other stuff. And I'm not downing you and hating on you because you can afford to wear all of the designer names. I got a few. But you know what? You better be thinking about your own generational wealth. Because one day when all this is over and we leave this world after reliving all this pain, shame, and stuff, what you got? What is it all for? Because you know what? You keep having birthdays and you keep getting older. You in your 50s now and you still acting like you 20 and you still got nothing to show for it. You know how many entertainers out there got millions and millions of dollars, don't even own their own home? I'm sorry, but some songs y'all listen to is just that, a song. When I hear an artist talking about rent money and you got over $20 million, I'm wondering what you paying rent on, sis? Y'all get it together. And I love the particular sis who got that song out, don't get me wrong, but the mindset, young people, the mindset, people of color, everything they're singing about is just part of a job they do. Some of the things that you see on these reality shows is not reality. Let's go back. Tell the Truth Thursday. Reliving the pain, reliving the shame, and start telling the truth about things. And to tell the truth for me today, to tell you, get it together. Get it together. We as a people come together and do better. Have a wonderful Thursday. I'll see you back tomorrow.